Hi everyone, this is Global Podcast, your window to the world. Breaking news, big ideas, your global hangout for what's happening now, and bold conversations. Wherever you are, we're bringing it to you. Let's get started.
Okay, so today is March 24th, 2025, and well, we've got this really fascinating snapshot of, well, the world, basically.
Yeah.
Pulling it all apart just for you today.
Absolutely.
We've got sources covering everything like global conflicts, political surprises.
Yeah.
We've even got unusual economic things happening at developments in India and even stuff happening in the heart of online communities.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
It really is just like a reminder that there's just like so many stories all unfolding at the same time. You know,
Wow.
we see these like really complex international relations right alongside what's happening every day in local communities.
Yeah.
And even like those personal connections people make online. And it's really interesting how these like separate threads sometimes like reveal these bigger patterns, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's start with something pretty serious, actually. The Israel-Gaza conflict, unfortunately, has escalated again after that ceasefire ended.
Yeah.
You're seeing like intensified Israeli military operations happening in North Gaza, and reports are saying that militants have been eliminated, but tragically there are casualties on both sides.
Right.
And there's even this really stark image of smoke rising from buildings.
Yeah.
So what are the immediate implications of this like renewed intensity?
Well, the thing is, these ceasefires are so fragile.
Right.
And things can just deteriorate so quickly, you know, and that leads to even more human suffering.
Yeah.
And that visual of the smoke is just a real stark reminder of the cost to people, you know, and just the challenges of getting any kind of lasting stability in the region.
Yeah.
It really underscores those deep-seated issues that just keep fueling this conflict.
Right. Okay, well, let's switch gears to something completely different, actually.
Okay.
So, former President Trump has reportedly requested that they remove his portrait in Colorado.
Oh, wow.
He called it his worst ever.
Oh, really?
I know, and it's caused quite a stir in political and artistic circles.
I bet it has.
It's not every day that you see a politician publicly disowning their own portrait.
No, not really.
So what do you think this tells us about the intersection of image and politics today?
Well, I think it raises a big question about how public figures try to control their narrative, you know?
Right.
Even when it comes to like artistic representation. So if you think about the constant scrutiny these public figures are under, it just shows you the power and subjectivity of how visuals can shape how people see them.
Yeah.
It's really a mix of personal preference playing out on a very public stage.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's move on to a truly bizarre economic twist.
Okay.
So this is out of New York City. Egg prices are way up. And the ordinary, the skincare brand,
Yeah.
they're selling eggs for $3.37 a dozen.
What?
I know. Talk about an unconventional marketing strategy.
Yeah, that's wild.
So what's the connection here beyond just a surprising headline?
Well, what I find fascinating is that you have a non-food brand taking advantage of this current economic trend, you know, rising egg prices to get attention. So if you think about marketing and consumer awareness, it just highlights how powerful those unexpected juxtapositions can be. You know, they cut through all the noise, and they might even be making a broader comment on the economy, even if it is mostly a promotional tactic.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, let's shift our focus to India. We've got a couple of key updates there.
Okay.
First, the planned nationwide bank strike that has been postponed.
Oh, good.
Yeah, after successful negotiations between the United Forum of Bank Unions and the Indian Banks Association. So a potential disruption was avoided.
That's great.
What's the significance of this for the average person over there?
Well, this is really important for everyday economic activity, you know. So for those following this, it means they can still access banking services without any interruptions.
Right.
It also suggests that dialogue and negotiation can be effective in resolving these potential labor disputes, which directly impacts economic stability and public convenience.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and we also have news that they've strengthened public safety measures in Nagpur following those recent clashes.
Yeah.
So it seems like authorities are taking steps to ensure stability.
Yeah.
Why is this kind of immediate response so crucial in these situations?
Well, strengthening those safety measures right away, it's really important to prevent things from escalating further.
Right.
And it helps to reassure the community, you know? So if you think about how societies maintain order, it shows how important swift action is when there's unrest.
Yeah.
You know, to protect people and maintain that sense of security.
Absolutely. Okay, and finally from India. Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar is presenting the Maharashtra state budget today with a focus on key sectors and development plans.
Oh, okay.
So what should we be looking for in these budget announcements?
Well, these budget presentations, they kind of give us a roadmap of what the government's priorities are. So if you're interested in the economic future of the region, Deputy Chief Minister Pawar's address, it's likely going to highlight where the state plans to invest its resources. And that can have some pretty big long-term implications for different sectors and the lives of people living there.
Right. Okay. Our last stop is the YouTube community. And there's some sad news here about the passing of creator Donna Jordan.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Her husband shared that she wasn't able to finish her final sewing tutorial, and it's really affected her followers.
Oh, that's so sad.
What does this tell us about online communities as a whole?
Well, it shows that there's a very real sense of community and connection that forms online.
Yeah.
So if you think about people who are part of these communities or even just observe them, Donna Jordan's unfinished tutorial becomes this symbol of loss.
Yeah.
And that collective grief just highlight the meaningful impact these creators have on their audiences.
Yeah.
They build relationships that go way beyond the content itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, in just a few minutes, we've covered a huge range of events that are shaping our world today.
We have.
From conflict and politics to economics and community, it's a lot to take in.
It is. And when we look at all these seemingly separate events together, it makes you think about those underlying forces and connections that are at play in 2025.
Exactly. And that leaves us with this final thought for you. Considering the unexpected intersections we've seen today, art and politics, skincare and food community and personal loss, what does this tell us about how seemingly different areas of life are all connected in 2025? What surprising connections might emerge tomorrow?
Yeah.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
Of course.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.